Hey, what's up, my Wild Mustachians, and welcome back to another Wild Gold Maker video. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much to all these patrons right here. Also, too, as well, I want to say thank you so much for returning to my video. If you're a returner or if you're new to my video, thank you so much for joining us today. I do want to say right now that this video will not be scripted, and the reason why it's not going to be scripted is because I want you to know that as an average gold maker, I want you to make the gold too, and I want to, it come from me, my experience, how you can actually make gold and what you should know and not know or not do or so forth and everything. So with that said, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so today we're going to be discussing 6 ways that you should be making gold. And like I said, again, it's not going to be scripted. We're just going to be going over my experiences. So with that said, I do want to say right now, if it's not for you guys, I do apologize. We do have a lot of videos in the description. So that said, let's get right into it. So first and foremost, I do want to say is that raw gold is my best way to make gold. Like, literally, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if the next gold maker says, well, I could go make $1 million gold if I, spend 30 hours in the auction house. No. I don't care. The whole point of this and whole point of you or anybody else doing this, guys, is that you got to make that gold. You got to find ways to actually make that gold and make sure it's for sure. And that is raid farming. It's just simple. I've showed a whole video for a whole month. I did 4 videos for that month. Showed you that you can make a WoW token or more just in a month just by doing this. I mean, like, you can make a lot of gold off this. Now, I do want to say right now is that it takes time. When it comes to raw gold, it's not going to be as fast as some other ones sometimes. If it's as fast, like, it's going to be the for sure one, but the long one to do. It takes about 7 hours a week just to do the ones from Mr. Panda all the way up to WoD, and that's including looking for raid. And that's going to give you about 32,000 to 40,000 gold just doing that. That's not including any auction house gold you get from all the pets drops, the basically transmog and so forth. Like, for instance, I did Mr. Panda, got a T-Mog that's worth 13,000. I mean, like, literally I didn't add that because, honestly, again, we're on the raw section. Now, I do want to say right now, this raw gold can go up if you have more ults, you have more time, and honestly, if you did anything from Wrath. Like, Wrath gives you about 500 per raid, which is pretty decent, and you might say, well, that's not a lot, but, it's something. You got to add on to what you're doing. It's just like I showed in other videos. You really got to put everything in perspective, and you got to say, you know what, I'm making gold from this too as well, and not just push it aside, even if it's 100 to 200 to 500 gold. It's something you got to do. Now, with that said, there is a big downside of raw gold, and it will take you a lot more time to get to that gold cap or to get to that 2, 3, 4 wild tokens you need to transfer, so forth. Now, like I said, the big upside is that it's for 100% sure. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to do 7 hours a week and so forth. Now, with that said, let's get into the next section. All right, guys, so the next section is going to be T-Mog farming. I'm going to be honest right now, this is going to have some tough love in it. And the reason why I say that is for the people who say, well, T-Mog doesn't sell, blah, blah, blah. I don't make no gold off of T-Mog. Well, if you don't, then you're doing something wrong. And honestly, with that mindset, you are not going to make gold on any of these, to be honest with you, other than raw gold, because it's 100% sure. Even that, if you have that mindset, you're not going to put the time and effort to actually make raw gold. So that said, let's get right into it. So I know that sounds pretty harsh, but it's the truth. It's the blunt truth when it comes to transmog farming. It's so many people out there, when they actually get T-Mog, or they try to go to T-Mog, like, it doesn't sell, it takes more than a month, it takes more than, and they stop. And that's good for the people who don't stop and actually put up all the T-Mog they can. But, if you want to make gold, you got to try. You got to put it out there. You got to change your ways. You actually got to make sure that the T-Mog is selling for less than a gold than the other person does. And you have to put it, have to see what people are actually buying. Go to Undermine Journal. They have stats on this. They have all that stuff and everything. It's the very best site to actually use when it comes to selling T-Mog or anything else. So with that said, as you can see, I've been doing Iron Docks. Just the whole thing about T-Mog is that what you want to do when you get a piece, let's say the piece is worth 5,000 gold, right? Let's say 2 people have it or a person has it, right? They put it up for the 5,000. Don't put it up for 4,999 gold. Don't do that, because obviously, yes, someone might buy it, but it might take more time. Someone doesn't want to pay that much. Half that price, 15% less or 10% less. Try to do less than what it actually is than 1 gold or 1 silver. A lot of people don't understand that if you keep doing the 1 silver thing, obviously someone's going to catch on if they are on the auction house, and they're going to undercut you 1 more silver, so forth. Yes, it's going to be a battle, but if you want to sell it fast and you didn't, put so much time in it, like, for instance, you can go put 5 to 10 minutes in Iron Docks, get about 10 to 20K. It's a really great spot. And let's say you go to the auction house, say some people have those items or they don't have those items, and the max is, let's say, for those items you got was 50,000. Let's say 50,000, right? Instead of putting 50,000, put them all up for 25,000 total price, okay? And the reason why I say do this in Undercut, because you didn't waste time. You didn't go and, you know, buy stuff and materials from auction house. You didn't go and, just buy, other things from people just to make these. You went and farmed these. See, that's the big difference between this and material farming and material flipping, so forth and everything, is that you didn't, other than time, you didn't really do anything other than just kill mobs that are easier than anything else to do. So you're not losing. You're really not losing that much gold. Actually, you're not losing gold at all because you didn't spend gold. You're just there just killing people, just, resetting the dungeon and so forth. So take that in mind, guys. I mean, TMOG does sell. It does take a little bit depending on how much it is. The higher it is gonna actually take longer. The lower it is, it might take shorter. It depends. It all depends on your market. Want to know number one things you should be doing, anybody should be doing, is checking out your market on Undermine Journal and going for that. Now, with that said, I have a cloak. It's called Cloak of Rot. It's not in the game no more. It's 1.2 million. That's not going to sell that fast because people want it, yes, for TMOG and for, the collection, but it's still going to take a while. So don't expect something that's worth, so much gold. Like, for instance, a Spectral Tiger. You're not going to sell that in, an hour. It's not going to happen. I mean, maybe if you just keep spamming and someone needs it really bad, maybe you'll get lucky. But most of the time, it does take a while. And sometimes it doesn't. So it all depends on how you do it and how you put your TSM up and so forth, which we'll have a video on that. So let's get into the next section. I've spent too much time on TMOG, but y'all need to know that when it comes to TMOG, it takes time sometimes. It's not going to sell right away. That's why it's not like raw gold, which you for sure get the gold. With that said, let's get into the next section. All right, guys, so with that section done, we're actually going to be talking about material farming. Now, material farming is something that's always going to sell faster than TMOG because people need stuff to make stuff. They need either for potions, flask, or for anything from bracers. As you can see right here, this is something I showed you about a year ago. Not really a year ago. That's actually like overdoing, but probably about October. It was when I came out with a video with the bracers. You can actually make gold just by doing bracers. It's something that I showed and a lot of people didn't know about. Now people are putting it out on their videos and so forth. So if you want to give the a check out, it will be in the description. It's a pretty good video and it shows you everything from bracers to all the shards. But hey, that's besides the point. The point is actually going on with this, and material farming is a great way to make gold. And like I said, you can go do get herbs. You can actually go and do linen. You can go do, skinning, which dogs, like, it's a great place, great spot. Yes, I'm plugging my videos in here while I'm doing this. But anyways, the point is that reason why it sells so good, again, is because literally you can actually sell it ASAP because people want this for potions, flask. Like, potions and flasks are one of the number one things that people want more than anything else. So when it comes to herbs, you're going to be selling that all day. And honestly too as well, when it comes to food, you're going to be selling that all day too as well, because a lot of people raid. Like, literally a lot of people love raiding, and it's something fun, and that's what they like doing. So with that said, guys, don't worry about material. When it comes to material farming, you're always going to be well off when it comes to that. So with that said, guys, let's move on to the next one. There wasn't a big thing with the material farming because there's no downside. The downside only to material farming, to be honest with you, it would be probably time. I mean, literally time. If you don't have that much time, you're not going to get as much. You at least need to do an hour farm in certain locations and so forth that I've showed you like in the past. So with that said, guys, let's get into the next section. All right, guys, so the next section is actually going to be called Auction House Gold. Now, the Auction House Gold is something that a lot of people do to make the most gold out of anything in the game. And the reason why I say that is because people go and snipe, and what they do after they snipe is they take some items that they find that is very cheap. Like, for instance, okay, let's say there's an item that's worth 100,000 gold, okay? What they're going to do is that if they find that item that's worth 100,000 gold and it's say 10,000, they're going to buy it, resell it for 90,000. It's the quickest way to make gold. Now, don't get me wrong, it goes back to sniping and then putting it back on auction house just like any other TMOG. It's going to be the TMOG section too as well. So basically what's going to happen is going to take some time to sell if it's a good sell or if it's a bad sell. So with that said, I do want to say right now that sniping is 100% the best way to make gold, and the reason why it's the best way to make gold is, like I said again, is because you can find things that are actually very cheap, but there is a downside, a big downside that a lot of people don't tell you. And then yes, there's people out there who makes tons of gold, like for instance Hykins on Twitter. He makes so much gold doing this, but I want to say right now, not everybody can do that. Not everybody. And the reason why not everybody can do it is because there's people like Hykins. There's people like who's doing this on every server. You might not get that item, or you might be sitting there for hours and not get an item that's worth anything. Sometimes you will. I've sniped and spent about 5,000 and made about 100,000. It was actually about 100,000. That's kind of funny. And honestly, you can do that. You can go do it and make 100,000 real quick and so forth. but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're gonna have to wait, or sometimes you won't be able to snipe that item because someone sniped it. There's so many people out there that are doing this. That's the biggest downside is. But the biggest upside is it could be the fastest way you make gold, because sniping is legitly a great way to doing stuff. I know that's counterintuitive, but to be honest to you, it's just the way it is. So with that said, sniping is something for people who are more advanced when it comes to TSM and so forth. I will be doing a video on that, so don't worry about that. So let's get into the next section. Alright guys, so these next two things are going to be pet gold and cells gold. Pet gold is a great way to make gold, but is not the biggest thing to make gold out of all of them. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people can do it themselves. It's very easy to level up your pets to 25 and everything that you need for pets. Now, with pet selling on auction house, it's totally different. There's auction houses and so forth. We're not going to get into that. We already did that in the last section. But I will say right now that you can sell basically stones that get up to 25, and also too as well rarity stones, so forth and everything. Just leveling services, stuff that, you know, people don't want to do because they don't want to spend the time to do it. You can sell that for a good chunk, and sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. There's a lot of people who do it out there. Now with cells gold, I do want to say right now, cells gold is something that you could do, anybody can do, but you got to have a group with it. And the reason why I say that is because if you're not a twink, which if you're a twink, you can actually do this by yourself. You can go and do mythic pluses and actually raids with a group and sell cells like that. But the downside, and obviously the downside, is you got to share the profit. So that's something that you can actually do. Most time is about 200k for 4 people, so that would be about 50k each, which is not bad for a run, but it does take some time. You're looking at about 30 minutes to 40 minutes to do a run. It depends on who you are. Obviously, if you're doing a 40-minute run in a mythic plus, you probably don't want to buy from them. But anyways, the point is that cells do actually sell fast and they actually make a lot of gold. But again, big side is that you got to share. Now with pet gold, like again I said, is that is great, but there's a lot of people doing it and it's very easy to do by yourself and not recommended to do over the other ones. So with that said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. This is the first of series of the gold guide that we're putting out there. So with that said, the code word is dragon, and honestly too as well, we're gonna have another code word in the next video, and the winner of the code word for last 2 weeks is gonna be in the next video. Sorry about that, guys. Kind of almost stumbled over there, but anyways, with that said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment, and stay stashy.